Epidemic Sound provides you with restriction-free music and sound effects that you can use across all of your content without having to worry about it getting taken down or muted. It's designed for creators so that you can save time and really find the songs that you're looking for really quickly and efficiently. It doesn't really matter if you're a video creator or if you create videos for clients.
Our starting basis for the game.
Very cool. All right, up next, a bright and colorful, fast-paced, roguelike action platformer. Gerard, what can you tell us about Elsie?
Action platformer.
Elsie is so fun. I'd say that game is more closely to Mega Man X than Gestalt. Elsie, you play as our character Elsie. She is this android who's set to essentially restore Earth from these like ancient beings that have been retired, and so each atmosphere and stage is based off of a different element. So a fire stage, an ice stage, a wind stage, a lightning stage. But the whole thing is it's a Mega Man X roguelike aesthetic essentially. The cool thing that makes the game so unique to me is the parry system that's in it. It's very much similar to that of Gears of War. And how you use the parry mechanic is like you would reload when you're reloading a gun in Gears of War, and if you hit that parry system, you create an AoE blast that kind of neutralizes the enemies around you, as well as you get stamina back to you. So as you're shooting your guns and you're using your special weapons, the more you dodge and weave between enemies and parry correctly, the more the requirement of strength comes back to you. And it kind of leads into this whole idea of kinetic energy. You're constantly dashing through enemies, shooting them with weapons, and it's electric. The whole thing is about movement.
Describe the roguelike aspect of it too.
Every time you play the game, you're getting a different run. So all the enemy layouts, all the rooms, all the weapons that you get. The game is about breaking itself. You're all about becoming overpowered. So that's what drew me to it when I first played it. It became this game where the more weapons I got and the more the runs went on longer and the more stuff I discovered, the more insane the guns would become, or my jump would become, or my dash or parry would show up. At one point, when I first played it, I was just simply tapping the shoot button, and suddenly half the screen is covered in neon colors and missiles and explosions. And I didn't know what was happening, but I knew immediately, oh, this game is about trying to break it. And it purely is that through and through.
That sounds super fun. I like the feeling of becoming OP, especially in a roguelike game, if everything lines up and your run goes really super well.
Yeah.
Finally, Renane has a wonderful old school look, has you helping colorful characters with their ridiculous problems. Is that right?
Yes. This game is very funny. It's very cute. It's very charming. One of my favorite things about Renane is there's a little character that follows you around. You can get called a chompy. It's this cute little white being. It's essentially, I don't want to say like a dog, but it's a pet that follows you around. And as you play the game and progress, your chompy can also level up with you. So you can customize your chompy, and almost in this Chow mini-game garden-esque aesthetic where you can dress him up, you can give him certain fruits and elements, and this little being just kind of helps you as you kind of dash your way through and attack and help people out. It's real fun.
Well, I think the game has been described as a platformer that's inspired by fighting games. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'd say it's, in terms of the combat especially, when you're in combat, everything feels like there's a bit of a footsies mechanic to it, right? You're how close the enemy is to you and your distance and how you can jump on them or attack them. It feels very balanced in that way. No matter what your weapon loadout is or how you're progressing through the game, you never feel like you're at end with it. It's all about, just taking your time and really enjoying the view. The thing that really blows me away is the music. The music is this jazz hypnotic fusion, and it's phenomenal. The whole time you're just gonna be rocking out.
I noticed that the Steam page in the description says the music slaps. So
very true. That is on the marquee for our game. The music does in fact slap.
In addition to combat, can we expect puzzles, side quests, exploration?
Definitely side quests and exploration. Side quests being the biggest thing. You're obviously helping the denizens of all these different atmospheres and environments. The main character is kind of like a link in the way of just like listening and reactionary, but also very expressionary. You see that within the pixel art, the little like eyebrows and dips and lows, and you're really just about trying to be the good person in the room and help friends. And you see the characters kind of all really rely on the main character as you're kind of moving throughout.
Well, as I said, all three of these games look super fun. They look like games I would want to play. While they play differently, they also have a sort of a retro throwback aesthetic. Is that by design? Are these the types of games you're interested in getting made?
Absolutely. I jokingly call these my games in my own personal Infinity Gauntlet, where I have like, this is my action platformer with Renane. This is my Mega Man X roguelike with Elsie, and this is my Symphony of the Night with Gestalt, and it just it works out that way for me personally. But these games, I think what really drew me to them is not only their graphical aesthetic with how they look, because they remind you of that genre or of that style of game we played when we were kids. But more importantly, the combat and the way these games play is as fluid as it looks in the trailer. When you pick it up and get a chance to play it, you're not being sold this weird, like, whoopsie switch. What you see is what you get, and if it looks fun, it is fun. And that was kind of my mentality when it came to approaching these developers and working with them.
Well, they definitely look
เดี๋ยว
fun.
เราจะไปเล่นเดีย
You
โบ
can wishlist
รอ
Gestalt,
ดี
Steven
ปะ
Cinder, Elsie, and Renane on Steam today. Gerard,
เราไปเล่น
thank you so much for
Diablo
joining us here on Summer of Gaming.
IGN Summer of Gaming is presented by Immortals of Avium, available July 20th on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S.
Immortal of Avium
So you like IGN, huh? The news, the videos, the guides, and wikis, it's all in your wheelhouse. But do you ever wish there was more? Introducing IGN Plus, a brand new program that's loaded with tons of cool perks and benefits. Sign up for IGN Plus today and you'll unlock free games and in-game content every month, a free subscription to Map Genie Plus, huge discounts for stuff like Dream Gear, Power A, Humble Bundle, the IGN Store, and tons more. IGN Plus is just $29.99 a year for a limited time. You deserve a little extra.
Behind every game, movie, and TV show you love is a wild, crazy, and sometimes unbelievable story.
No one is just black and white.
From revealing the secrets behind your favorite franchises to solving a legendary video game mystery,
I'm coming for you.
IGN Inside Stories gives you a peek behind the curtain.
If people come to the game now and see what's going on there,
Hey.
I think they'll be surprised.
Join us as we dive into hyper-dedicated fan bases, worldwide phenomenons, and the most incredible untold tales in games and entertainment.
I said, wait a minute, that doesn't sound so good.
It was definitely not what I expected in the best way.
Inside Stories, available now only on IGN.
And I was like, holy shit, we're gonna do this.
Have you been stuck on the same quest for just way too long?
I just want answers.
ตัวเกรงไหมเนี่ย
IGN
ตัวเกรงเนี่
strategy
ย
guides and interactive maps are here to
ตัว
help.
เกรงเนี่ย
IGN guides are trusted by millions, easy to use, and of course, free. You can even track your progress with handy checklists if you go for 100% just like we do.
We're gonna be going over some sensitive material.
IGN has the very best, most complete, and accurate guides for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, The Witcher 3, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Elden Ring, and so much more.
I will require some time to process this
ว่ะ
Every
ได้
guide
ยิน
is
ชื่อ Elden
tested
Ring
and
แล้วแบบ
verified for you by experts.
มีลุ้น
Just
ด้วยเนี่ย
search for IGN.
มาเนี่ย
Welcome to Game Changers, brought to you by the game-changing Xfinity 10G network, where we cover off on the hottest news and highlights that you don't want to miss. Whether you're streaming, competing, or just chatting with your community, the Xfinity 10G network gives you a powerful connection today while building towards a faster, more reliable tomorrow. Now, let's take a look at some game-changing highlights from IGN Summer of Gaming. PlayStation kicked off IGN Summer of Gaming with that PlayStation showcase that saw the revival of a beloved franchise, Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater. Or is it Triangle? And according to the developers, the symbol Delta was chosen to signify change or difference without altering structure, meaning remake? Another heavy hitter for PlayStation was the Spider-Man 2 extended demo that showed off Peter Parker's new symbiote suit. Phantom Blade Zero is a stylish steampunk game that puts a heavy emphasis on looking cool at all times. Bungie revived their original first-person shooter Marathon with a stylized trailer. Marathon is an extraction shooter a la Escape from Tarkov. Dragon's Dogma 2 finally got a gameplay trailer. If you haven't, please play Dragon's Dogma. Assassin's Creed Mirage got a release date, coming October 12th. The Plucky Squire got a gameplay trailer and looks to be a link between world-style adventure that lets you transition between 2 and 3D. Ghost Runner is back with a sequel, allowing you to once again live out your cyberpunk ninja fantasies. Other standouts include Neva, Cat Quest Pirates of the Caribbean, and so much more. But I'm out of time. Stay tuned for more Game Changers brought to you by the game-changing Xfinity 10G network.
I command thee.
You can't spell Jeff Keighley without 3 E's.
But does he have what it takes to carry the E3 torch? Welcome to IGN's Summer of Gaming. Today, it's Summer Game Fest. The Summer Game Fest pre-show kicks off right now, right here on IGN Summer of Gaming.
Cรึ่งชั่วโมง Crowd control.
Hello and welcome to IGN's Summer of Gaming. Summer Game Fest is about to begin and is sure to include a lot of big game reveals. I'm your host, Damon Hatfield from IGN GameScoop, and joining me now are Ryan McCaffrey, host of IGN's Xbox show, Podcast Unlocked, Max Scoville, host of IGN's PlayStation show, Podcast Beyond, and John Davison, publisher of IGN. Welcome, everybody. Everybody ready to see some games today?
It's a good day today.
Yeah, good day to see some games. For the next half hour, we'll be breaking down what games we think might make an appearance today. Before we get started, remember that IGN Summer of Gaming is going on all through June. Head to IGN.com for a full calendar of the big live events and non-stop coverage of everything happening in between. Summer Game Fest is coming up in a bit. We want to hear what you think of it all. Tweet at us during the show using the hashtag IGN Summer of Gaming. Afterwards, we'll be using the Lenovo Legion Slim 7i powered by a 13th gen Intel Core i9 processor to see what you all had to say. But first, let's talk about what we know we'll see. 40 game publishers and studios have partnered with Summer Game Fest, and Jeff Keighley promised some pretty big surprises, but a few games are confirmed to show up. Number one is Mortal Kombat 1. I think we can expect a big gameplay reveal.
Mortal
We know it's coming out
Kombat 1.
September 19th. There were some possible leaked DLC characters in Peacemaker and Homelander. Peacelander.
That's
Homemaker. Homemaker would be
I would play that. That would
pretty
be awesome.
formidable opponent. Mortal Kombat 1 is in a little bit of an interesting position right now because Street Fighter 6 just launched, had a huge, big, successful launch, and now Mortal Kombat 1 has to be like, hey guys, remember me, I'm still coming too, don't forget about me.
I don't think it's going to have a problem gathering attention if the numbers on the trailer on IGN's website and YouTube channel or anything to go by, but yeah, what a year for fighting games.
Tekken 8 too.
Tekken 8 as well.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just three, yeah.
It's just incredible. I mean, Mortal Kombat, you know that they're confident when they have the shortest window from announcement to release for a AAA game that I can recall since, I mean, it's even shorter than Fallout 4 was. When I remember that's the one they announced it right before E3 of 2015 and shipped it in October or November. This is announced in the end of May basically, and it's out in.
We got an exclusive reveal from WB CEO David Zaslav.
That's true.
Blurted it out in a
true.
call.
Which Ed Boon probably still wakes up in a cold sweat about that one. But now the game's out there and everybody's loving that first trailer, and yeah, that gameplay trailer is going to be highly watched today.
What do we want to see from this? It's some sort of a reboot, resetting the universe. I loved the single-player mode in Mortal Kombat 12. So I'm hoping it has, a robust single player like that one again. But I don't know, what do you expect to see?
I think something more like using the 3D environments more. They've done a really good job in the past and with this, I'm blanking on the super Injustice, where you would like break through the environment. I think there'll be more of that. But I think I'm kind of like hoping that we kind of go back to some of the ideas from back in the Soul Calibur days, where you sort of like going around, like really breaking the tradition of. And going back to this, like being able to move in the Z-axis and like kind of take people on from the side and stuff.
Yeah. Very excited for Mortal Kombat 1. I'm also very excited for Alan Wake 2. Ryan, I know this is up your alley as well.
It's very up my alley. I mean, it's still, the first Alan Wake's one of my favorite exclusives from the Xbox 360 days. Of course, it's since come to other platforms. The remaster is out now. If you haven't played Alan Wake 1, it holds up really well. The remaster is excellent. But this game, it's not only have we waited over a decade for it, but it's not, what I love, it's not just going to be a more Alan Wake. It's, the first game was, it was a third-person action adventure with maybe some little psychological horror, scary elements, but really it was just a narrative third-person action adventure game. This time, Remedy is leaning full into, they've said this is a survival horror game. So they are going heavy on the horror. Even the little bits we've seen here that we're looking at on screen now, it's got a little bit more of a Resident Evil vibe to it in terms of the sort of the pace of the combat and how the camera's in a little bit closer. I mean, this, and Remedy, by the way, they've always used their own in-house technology, their own engine, which is called Northlight, that's always excelled pretty well across the board, but especially at character faces and just what we've seen so far. This is a next-gen only game, which we're pretty much at that point anyway.
Is this Unreal 5?
No, this is Northlight. Well, Epic's publishing the game. Yeah. I don't know. This may be the first time Epic's publishing a game that doesn't run on Unreal Engine, but it certainly stands up tech-wise. Yeah, Alan Wake 2, perfect. I mean, we always get horror games every year, or in the spooky season, and Alan Wake 2 is it's going to be tough to knock that one off the top of my horror game wish list for this fall.
That one's coming out October 17th. It is a little bit curious that they missed the obvious date because there's a Friday the 13th in October this year. I don't know why they didn't want to take that one, but they went with October 17th. Max, are you a fan of the first Alan Wake?
I actually never played it. There was a time when I was a big scaredy cat about horror games, but I don't know what happened to my brain over COVID, but I'm much more into them now, so I'm excited to dive in. I mean, there's definitely a lot of games on my backlog right now, but if I get to it, maybe I'll check out the remake. But I'm also kind of curious, there's a lot of people like me who maybe didn't play the first one when it came out. Interesting to see how this works, if it's a standalone story or not.
Yeah, well, it is a sequel. It's a direct sequel, follows on from, because there's Alan Wake, and then there was 2 expansions. There was American Nightmare, and now there's Control. It's also connected to Control, and it takes place after all of that. So, excited to see more of Alan Wake 2. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. There was a little bit of a leak on this one. They leaked a price, and I think a pre-order went up live a little bit early on, $34.99 for that.
Which would imply that it's a pretty substantially sized expansion.
Well, it's been over 3 years now since Cyberpunk was released.
Is it really?
2020.
Wow.
That's right.
2.5?
December. What? 21, 22,
Time is meaningless.
2.5. 2.5 years. 2.5 years. Obviously, Cyberpunk launched into a rocky state, but it's in a great spot now. I just wonder if it's going to be hard to pull people back into Cyberpunk now when there are all these other great new games coming out.
I don't think so. I mean, it looks amazing. It has Idris Elba in it.
It does have Idris Elba.
But I think once Cyberpunk, I mean, a lot of people bitched about the technical issues, but when they fixed it, there were a lot of people playing this game.
Oh yeah.
And I think what they did with the environment and the storyline, people love immersing themselves in it. I think people are raring to go.
There's still nothing really like Cyberpunk in terms of, I mean, obviously there are other open world role-playing games, but nothing with that aesthetic, nothing with that kind of vibe to it. So yeah, I think this is going to be a major release, even though it's just.
CDPR has a pretty good track record for that. The Blood and Wine expansion for The Witcher was an entire other realm, and I don't know if we're going to see that here, if it's going to be using existing Night City or what, but that expansion was $20, and that was massive. So if
inflation,
that's true.
It's probably the 2023 equivalent of $20.
Fair enough, yeah. But I'm excited to see what the scale of it is at this point.
All right, another game we're going to see more of is Baldur's Gate 3. That one's out. It's been in early access for 3 years now, but it's going to finally get its official release on August 31st. And now it's coming to PC and PS5. No Xbox One just quite yet. We'll get to that in just a moment. But this is the next game from Larian Studios, developers of Divinity, Original Sin 1 and 2, role-playing games that I love. And this one is a Dungeons & Dragons game.
มาลุ้นกันว่ามีเกมไหนน่าสนใจบ้างนะครับผม
You're wondering maybe
ระหว่างนี้ก็
confused between
เดี๋ยวผม
Diablo
จะ
4
แปล
and
ส
this, but
กิ
this is
ล
going to be
Diablo
very
4
I think so, yeah. I mean, I think compared to this, Diablo is even more of like a shooter, right? I
Well,
think
Diablo's like Baldur's Gate 3 on cocaine.
Yeah, right.
You had a few rails, and then now we're playing Diablo 4.
Right. But I think, I mean, thematically, I think they're leaning into the darkness that Diablo is doing. I mean, just look at this, right? I mean, it's a lot darker than we typically see in D&D games. But the Baldur's Gate games have always had these kind of like, dark undertones to them, and there's a massive fan base.
This is gross.
This game has had some of the most
anything with
trailers
eyes,
I've ever seen in my life. Remember the first trailer? It was like, I was just dry heaving watching that first trailer.
But Ryan, the developers have said it's not coming to Xbox at launch because they're having trouble getting the split screen co-op to work with Xbox Series X and S. Maybe the S is the issue there.
Yeah, the
น่าจะไม่งงมั้ง งงไหมอ่ะ
a little vague on that, but yeah, I mean, when these consoles, you know, the three of us, sorry John, do next-gen console watch every week on IGN, and we've been talking about this since the run-up to these consoles in 2020, where it's like, okay, Microsoft's taking this very unique kind of PC-like strategy with their next-generation consoles of having a lower-powered one and a higher-powered one, the Series S, the Series X. And is our developers going to be hamstrung by the Series S at all, of having to achieve, you know, parity on it and ship the game on the Series S? And so far, the answer's been no. Everything's worked pretty well on the Series S. I mean, they're obviously not running native 4K. The box isn't designed to do that. But this is the first time where a major prominent developer has come out and said, yeah, we're shipping, you know, what was it, August 31st? For PC and PS5, but we'd like to get it out then for Xbox, but we don't know if we can because, you know, we can't quite get it to where we need it to be.
Because of a feature that works perfectly fine on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, I mean, I have to imagine this is, again, they didn't explicitly say it, but this has got to be Series S related, and I would imagine as soon as they publicly said that, there were Microsoft engineers that called them up immediately, and I'm sure are working with them, but until we get that announcement that the Xbox version is coming, then we have to assume it's not.
I feel like this game has had sort of a rocky just path from announcement to, like, it was revealed as a Stadia launch title, and it was early access on there, and it is outlived, like its release has outlived the entire Stadia lifespan. Like, that got discontinued back in January, and you know, it's got plenty of time in early access. I imagine all that sort of, you know, beta and user feedback is going to benefit it. It is really weird because we got the release date during a Sony State of Play showcase, what have you, and you know, typically when they announce something on a Sony stream, they have the PlayStation logo at the end, even if it is cross-platform. And I think there was some confusion there because it's like coming to PC, you know, coming to PS5, no mention of Xbox, you know, and that's a kind of a nightmare messaging-wise. But you know, hopefully everyone gets to play it.
I'm excited to play that one. The
5 นาที
next game we're going to see today is Immortals of Avium. This is the single-player, first-person magic shooter. And Ryan, I believe you played this one.
I did. There's a preview on IGN.com if you'd like to check that out. Video preview. This is, I think, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe this is the first major Unreal Engine 5 game to ship. I know. I think Fortnite got upgraded to UE5. Obviously, it's Epic's own game, their own technology, but it's outside of Epic's walls.
There's also Lords of the Fallen, but I think
that's coming, in October, I believe it is. And Lords of the Fallen's gorgeous, but so is Immortals of Avium. It really is. It is a beautiful first-person shooter. I was playing on PC. It ran great, felt great. I mean, I'm old, Damon. Actually, we've got a couple. Everybody but Max at this table is old.
Yeah. So we'll remember Hexen and Heretic.
Exactly, Hexen and Heretic.
Hey man, I played Heretic.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. So for our fellow olds out there, when I mentioned Heretic and Hexen, yeah, you will probably, that'll bring a smile to your face. And that definitely, it has that kind of vibe where it is, there are no guns, you are casting spells that, some of them of course mirror gun-like things, but it looks great, runs great. There are different combos you can do with the 3 different magic types.
So it's like elemental, right? There's like blue, red, and green or something in there.
The dialogue is not great. The main character is extraordinarily annoying, so that I expect is not going to be magically fixed when I get the full game. I played about 2-3 hours of it. But the gameplay is super fun, and it's out in July, which is probably the best window they could possibly get this year. Amidst all, you know, we're still in this massive wave of spring games with Zelda, Diablo, Street Fighter, and Final Fantasy 16 coming up, and then the fall's going to be huge as well. You know, we already talked about Mortal Kombat. So July, I think Pikmin 4 is the only other game, and Immortals of Avium is not coming to Switch, being an Unreal Engine 5 video game. So yeah, I hope it ends up being a good game. The slice I played was fun.
It's made by people that used to be at Visceral, right?
Yeah, Brett Robbins is the studio head and the project director. He goes back to Visceral on Dead Space, and then went with Michael Condrey and Glenn Schofield to Sledgehammer and did the Sledgehammer Call of Duty games as well. So, you know, and it does. It plays really nicely. So yeah, I've enjoyed what I've played of it so far.
All right, as you can see, the countdown, the official countdown to Summer Game Fest has begun. We're just about 12.5 minutes out now. As soon as that counts down to 0, we will hand you over to Jeff Keighley for all the big announcements and trailers, and then make sure to stay tuned afterwards for our complete post-show coverage. Lies of P is another game that's confirmed to be there today, and that was a game that made a big splash at Gamescom last year. This is a dark Pinocchio-themed Dark Souls-like.
Pinocchio.
That sounds like it might be a Max game.
Pinocchio เนี่ยน่าเล่น
No, I mean Bloodborne with puppets. I'm in. Yeah, this looked very cool at Gamescom. I feel like it's one of those ones that kind of blew up, went viral when like early footage of it first showed up, and I'm very happy that it has stayed in the eye of this long. I'm hoping that the final product is extremely polished. One thing that really has me excited is I think we interviewed them at
Subscribe ฝากกดติดตามด้วยนะ
and you know obviously you think of Pinocchio, you think there's puppets and fairies and stuff, but there's also the nose, yeah. But there's also Monstro. They get stuck in a giant whale, and I think they were like, is there going to be a giant whale sea monster type thing? And they were like, we're not talking about that yet. So I'm hoping we get to see something horrifying like that in there.
I don't. If there isn't some kind of a nose growing mechanic, how is it Pinocchio?
I think there is. I mean, I
That's
don't know if it's
there's a lying system that they talked about, right? Which is where the story branches based on how you interact with characters or something.
Interesting. Okay, well, we'll get to our crazy long shot predictions in a bit because we can't do a countdown show without trying to manifest our dream game reveals using our collective summoning power. But first, let's take a quick break. Stick around though, more IGN Summer of Gaming after this.
เดี๋ยวมันไม่ลุ้นน่ะ
IGN Summer of Gaming is presented by Lenovo
Armor Core นี่ไง
13th Gen Intel Core
What game are you most
Beyond
excited to see more of today สำหรับผมเหรอ
The news, the videos, the guides,
สำหรับผมเหรอ สำหรับผมต้อง Mortal Kombat ดิ
Introducing
Mortal Kombat 100% เฉย
a brand new program that's loaded with tons of cool perks and benefits. Sign up for IGN Plus today and you'll unlock free games and in-game content every month, a free subscription to Map Genie Plus,
Immortal of
huge discounts
Avium
for stuff
อะไร
like
นั้นผม
Dream
ว่ามัน
Gear,
ไม่
Power
ค่อย
Ed,
น่าเล่นปะ
Humble
วะ
Bundle, the IGN Store, and tons more. IGN Plus is just $29.99 a year for a limited time. You deserve a little extra.
Behind every game, movie, and TV show you love is a wild, crazy, and sometimes unbelievable story.
No one is just black and white.
From revealing the secrets behind your favorite franchises to solving a legendary video game mystery,
I'm coming for you.
IGN Inside Stories gives you a peek behind the curtain.
If people come to the game now and see what's going on there, I think they'll be surprised.
Join us as we dive into hyper-dedicated fan bases, worldwide phenomenons, and the most incredible untold tales in games and entertainment.
I said, wait a minute, that doesn't sound so good.
It was definitely not what I expected in the best way.
Inside Stories, available now only on IGN.
And I was like, holy shit, we're gonna do this.
Have you been stuck on the same quest for just way too long?
I just want answers.
IGN strategy guides and interactive maps are here to help. IGN guides are trusted by millions, easy to use, and of course, free. You can even track your progress with handy checklists if you go for 100% just like we do.
We're going to be going over some sensitive material.
IGN has the very best, most complete, and accurate guides for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, The Witcher 3, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Elden Ring, and so much more.
I will require some time to process this information.
Every guide is tested and verified for you by experts. Just search for IGN.
IGN Summer of Gaming is presented by the United States Air Force. The call to serve can come from anywhere, from providing and
Combo
sustaining
point
security to
increase
humanitarian assistance in the event of disaster.
damage and
the
improve
U.S. Air Force is
lucky
prepared to
hit.
answer. And in 2023, the Air Force is
Shen.
hiring over 26,000 new airmen and has over 200 career opportunities. To learn more, visit airforce.com.
Welcome back to IGN Summer of Gaming. We are moments away from Summer Game Fest, but until then, let's share some predictions of what we'll see. Ryan, let's begin with you. What do you expect or hope to see today?
BioWare's been quiet for a while. I mean, they've done some little community blog updates, which are great in an effort to be more transparent with their community, but we haven't seen anything from them in a while. Now, my heart wants to manifest Mass Effect today, but we know Dragon Age is further along than Mass Effect is, so I think Dragon Age Dreadwolf is the more likely thing that we would see first between that and Mass Effect, and it does seem like it's time for us to see a proper gameplay trailer from Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Because the last time we saw it was on a Jeff Keighley stage, so he's got that relationship going, and it just feels like time. I mean, there's a lot riding on this for BioWare. They've been working on it for a long time, and we know they're gonna take their time and do their best to get it right. And it seems like, I don't know, it feels like it's in the air for me. I'm gonna try and wish that one into existence today.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. The last Dragon Age was a Game of the Year winner at IGN 2014, I believe. But that was before.
Sunset Overdrive should have won. Just gonna put that out there.
Okay,
Go
but
ahead,
that.
continue.
Wow, you're holding the ground.
But that was before Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem and Shadowrun. They're canceled.
Wow,
PvP
I forgot
shooter,
all
right?
about that.
I know.
Completely forgot about
So I'm just saying, like, that was like the last.
Yeah, it's
the last great game that BioWare shipped. So what would it take to get you excited for a new Dragon Age?
I think just going back to basics with Dragon Age is all they need to do.
Back to the BioWare basics.
Back to the BioWare basics, like really going in, strong narrative, like leaning into the characters and just showing that it's like a rich story game and what we love about those games is the sort of relationships that you build with characters and then going off. I think they've strayed a long way from what we associate with them, and the best possible thing I think is to go back to what we love them for.
Yeah. Hard to sell that in the trailer, and I
Yeah.
think a lot of the goodwill for BioWare has kind of evaporated over recent years.
Yeah. Come back to the light, BioWare. Max, what do you expect or hope to see today?
I really want to see Lords of the Fallen gameplay. That got shown off, I guess, back at Game Awards. This is the sequel, reboot, whatever, of also Lords of the Fallen, which came out a million years ago. They have not shown the key mechanics in this. That's the Unreal 5 game. The cool thing this is doing is it's having a persistent sort of alternate dimension that exists under the world you're in, and you carry a lantern that lets you sort of see what's going on there. They kind of allude to this in one of the trailers, but like as far as actually demonstrating how that mechanic works, it sounds extremely cool. And
I got to see this at GDC, and it's as cool as you just described it. It's that cool. Like it also does absolutely look. It's jaw-droppingly gorgeous. Like don't put that on the box. That's just, but yeah, it really was. It's one of the being one of the first major Unreal Engine 5 games. It really was a stunning game to look at, and yeah, it seems like they've made a lot of smart mechanical tweaks to the kind of standard Souls-like formula, namely that sort of other world that you can step into, and there are puzzles environmental puzzles that you have to solve using it.
There's some like fun little wrinkles on the sort of traditional Soulsborne setup. I think there's one where you have you can bring your campfires with you, or your bonfires, whatever, but enemies can destroy them. So they'll come over, kick sand on it or something, and which can screw up your progress. The other one, I think there's a mechanic that basically it will. I think if you're too cowardly, if you avoid too much combat, it gets more aggressive, which is right. I might be not
the opposite should
like
happen.
a reverse scaling difficulty.
I mean,
punishes you.
The FromSoft games, if you suck too much, they give you less health and send red skeletons after you. Like
they put their first gameplay trailer out not too long ago, and we had an exclusive extended version of that trailer that shows a snippet of a boss fight at the end. So if you haven't seen it yet, you got to check it out on IGN. It's really cool.
I want to see that in action properly.
All right, John, what do you expect or hope to see today?
It's possibly a pedestrian prediction, but last year we got a look at Modern Warfare 2. Activision said they weren't going to do a Call of Duty and then changed their mind. I think if we're going to see Call of Duty at any point over the next 2 weeks, it's going to be today. I don't think we're going to see it at a Microsoft thing, given all the nonsense that's going on around them. So I think, if not Modern Warfare 3, then I think definitely there'll be something Call of Duty related today. But I think it will be Modern Warfare 3, and I think they're, as they're moving the remakes forward, they're kind of like getting bolder with the changes that they're making. So it would be great to see, a game like that at that scale.
Maybe I'm not caught up with the latest. I thought there was going to be a Call of Duty something. But it was going to be more Modern Warfare 2.
It was going to be what kind of a standalone expansion was the report, and then the more recent report was that they have sort of put more resources into it to turn it into more of a fully fledged. As you said, it is supposed to be Modern Warfare 3, but I don't think it's a remake of
Modern
Warfare 3.
It's getting really confusing.
But ironically, it's Sledgehammer doing both of them.
Yeah.
They came in and pinch hit for Infinity Ward on the first Modern Warfare 3 because most of the studio left to form Respawn, so they had to come in and finish Modern Warfare 3, and now it's not quite the same situation, but they're they're kind of, you know, it's equally like strange circumstances in that this was a standalone expansion that's now being plussed up into a full, proper, numbered Call of Duty release.
My understanding is like Modern Warfare 3, when it first came out, sold incredibly well, but it didn't quite live up to the expectations of its predecessor. I feel like what would they need to kind of do to get a proper do-over with this one?
I don't know. I mean, like a Call of Duty not doing well is 30 million units.
Yeah.
You know, I think we're in a whole other like tier of popularity.
Yeah. All right. Well, should be less than 2 minutes out from Summer Game Fest. Real quick, one more prediction. Death Stranding 2. I think that's a big possibility.
Absolutely.
It was an
even weirder than last time.
Yeah. That's the subtitle. Death Stranding 2. That was revealed at the Game Awards in December, and it is well known that Jeff Keighley and Hideo Kojima are best buds.
Really? I've never seen
never mentioned it. Little known fact. Yeah, true.
I mean, there's also the possibility of Overdose, the much rumored, much leaked about horror game that Kojima's apparently been working on. Kojima something.
Is that the Microsoft project, or is that something else? Is that another iron house in the fire?
No, maybe it's coming to MacBook. I don't. The guy keeps busy. He's got lots of stuff going on.
He's got a documentary,
podcast, book,
whole thing.
Yeah.
Very busy man. All right, we're going to hand it over in just a few moments to Summer Game Fest. Make sure to stick around afterwards. We'll be breaking down all the big reveals. The other things that come to mind when I think of the previous Game Awards show, there was Hades 2 that was just announced. Possibly we could see more of Hades 2. I know people want a release date for Hollow Knight Silksong, that one as well. That would be a good reveal for them to have. And then Ryan, what do you think is going to be the big musical performance today?
Well, I guess history says the Black Keys are Imagine Dragons.
Skrillex and Kid Cudi, they announced it ahead. It leaked.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, it did?
There you go.
That's awesome. I'm actually excited for that. All right, well, with that, we're going to hand you over to Summer Game Fest. Everybody enjoy the show, and we'll see you on the other side.
Maแล้ว มาแล้วเว้ย มาแล้วเว้ย มาแล้ว มาแล้ว มาแล้ว
Welcome to the stage, the creator of the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Summer Game Fest. We are in person, and today we've got a look at what's next in video games for you. We are live here in Los Angeles at YouTube Theater, and it feels so good to be in person with a live fan audience for the first time ever. Welcome, everybody. When I started Summer Game Fest back in 2020 from a spare bedroom, I never imagined it would grow into this. Today, the video game industry has come together to show you what's next. This is a cross-industry showcase, meaning no matter where you play games, I hope you'll discover a new game to put on your wish list. The landscape of video game events has certainly changed over the past few years, but one thing hasn't. There are a lot of great games in development, and our singular goal today is to get you excited about the future. In just a few minutes, we'll see the first extended gameplay of Mortal Kombat 1.
เยสเกมเพลย์ Mortal Kombat 1 ว่ะ บอกแล้วมันต้องมาน่ะ
Alan Wake 2, the reveal of Fortnite's next season. And yes, we do have a very special grand finale that you're not going to want to miss. That's all I'll say right now. But let's get right to the games and gameplay. The first reveal is something you're not expecting, which makes it that much more exciting. Here we go.
เจ็ดเฮ้ย อะไรอ่ะปินออฟเปอร์เซียเหรอ เช็ดเฮีย
The prince has been kidnapped and taken to a forbidden land.
Away, away.
Rest with us, the immortals, to rescue him and save the Empire.
เกมแบบแนวปินออฟเปอร์เชียเลยอ่ะ
We weren't prepared for what was coming next.
เจดเพลงเดือดจัด
Then again, they weren't prepared for me.
โคตรเอาเฮ้ยมันเหมือนปินออฟเปอร์เซียเลยอะแต่มันไม่ใช่อะผมว่าไม่น่าใช่อะ
In these times of darkness, hope is the only thing that keeps us fighting. I will fulfill my destiny and save the kingdom.
ปินออฟเปอร์เซียเชดโตมกราคม18 มกราคม 2024 คุณผู้ชมโคตรเอา
There's a little surprise. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is coming in January 2024.
You know, The Lost Crown.
New action-adventure platformer in the iconic series with deep combat, some huge boss fights, and of course, incredible platforming, puzzles, and animation, bringing a modern take on the legendary franchise. You'll be able to see more at Ubisoft Forward, streaming on Monday as part of Summer Game Fest. All right, let's
บอก
move
ว่าเราสามาร
on
ถ
to another
ดูรายละเอียด
iconic
เพิ่มเติม
video
ได้ใน
game
งาน Ubisoft
franchise
Forward ด้วยนะ
just
ในวัน
celebrated 30
น่าจะเป็นวันจันทร์ที่จะถึงนี้
It's time for Mortal Kombat 1.
มาแล้ว Mortal Kombat โคตรน่าเล่นเลยเว้ยผมโคตรอยากเล่นเลย Mortal Kombat อ่ะ
It has been 4 years since MK11, and ever since Ed Boon and the team at NetherRealm have been hard at work on the most ambitious MK yet that reboots the series into a new era timeline. And it's coming this September. Everyone has been asking, what does it look like? Who's on the roster? How do the new cameo fighters work? Well, now it is time for combat. No spoilers, but this video is literally insane. Here is an extended first look at the story,
ว่าจะไม่มีการสปอยเนื้อหาใดๆวิดีโอที่จะได้เห็นเป็นแค่ส่วนเล็กน้อยของเกมเท่านั้น
Mortal Kombat 1. Let's do it.
Wait.
I have had enough of you. Then go before I put you down.
ตัดเข้าฉากสู้นี่ไงเชี่ยไม่มีท่าใหม่ๆใช่ไหมได้เห็น
Today, you have proven worthy of joining us. Come, there are other champions I must gather. What do you want? Sento. It's my family blade. Sento's mine, and I
อ๋อ
won't
มี
give
ตัว
it
ละคร
up
ใหม่
without
ด้วย
a fight.
เยโอโตอ่ะเฮ้ยนี่ใครอ่ะเราไม่รู้ชื่อเลยนะ
Enough. Okay, let's go back to one here. Who are you again? Lord Liu Kang, protector of Earthrealm.
เหมือนเขาท
God of Fire.
ำเขาทำมาเฉพาะเลยว่ะทำมาพรีเซนต์อ่ะสกอร์เปียนยังเป็นคนอยู่เลยอ่ะ
You have skills, Raiden, but you're inexperienced.
Whatever experience I lack, I make up for in heart.
โอ้ยไรเดนยังเป็นมนุษย์อยู่เลย ลาสสิกจัด
Your disease becomes known, you will be banished. I only want what's best for you.
Or do you secretly covet my throne?
เชฟเริ่มม่วงแล้วว่ะมีตัวแปลกๆเต็มเลยตัวที่แบบโอ้โหโอ้โหไอ้เหี้ยสยองจัดเฮ้ยโอ้โหชางตุงวันที่19กันยา
I mean, that was pretty good, right, guys?
มาเร็วกว่าที่คิดนะเนี่ยคุณผู้ชม
Many questions about what we just saw, and to tell you more, I am so honored to welcome to Summer Game Fest one of our industry's greatest creators, a man who has been loyal to the same franchise and fan base for more than 3 decades. Please join me in welcoming to Summer Game Fest the creator of Mortal Kombat, Ed Boon!
นี่เขาครีเอเตอร์มาด้วย
Congratulations. They love you. All right. Well, Ed, first of all, thank you for that incredible world premiere. We got to see all of the gameplay of MK1, and everyone just wants to know more about this because, first of all, this is it's MK1, right? It went from 11 to 1. So tell us about this. Is it a new timeline?
Yeah. I don't know how many people have seen the ending of Mortal Kombat 11. Liu Kang basically was kind of graduated into a fire god, right? And he created a brand new universe. And this universe, this is why we're calling it Mortal Kombat 1, is because this is the beginning of a new timeline. A number of these characters you've seen before, but they're told in a completely different story. And so Sub-Zero and Scorpion are brothers now, and there's all these things that were rivalries before are now allies, and so mixing the whole thing up. So we're just kind of rebooting, and that's what the 1 is for.
Well, it looks incredible. Everything we saw there was, in-game gameplay. The cinematics look incredible. I know the team has been working for 4 years on this, but the thing we got to talk about are these cameos because we saw some pretty amazing stuff there. Now, so tell us, how does that work? You have your sort of your main, character that you'll pick, and then I know you also have a separate kind of cameo menu, so you pick sort of a pair when you start the game?
Yeah, normally in a fighting game, you'll see a roster, basically, where you select your character. After you do that, there's a second roster of characters, which are a whole new, completely different fighters that are the cameo fighters, and these fighters actually, they will join the fight. But
a lot of blank squares there.
Yeah, so it's kind of like imagine yourself with Sub-Zero, but you have some of Jack's moves, and you can call him out. You can do it multiple times, as you saw in the gameplay. So you can basically combine these 2 characters. All the characters can be combined with all the cameo fighters, and that's where you see. That's where the player's kind of imagination comes in, and they can actually customize it for what they like seeing. The best team ups.
Well, so how does that work? So you're in gameplay, you have your main, you have your cameo. How do you summon them? Is it time-based? Like, how often do they come in? It's not a tag team thing, right?
Exactly. And you're basically summoning them. It's just one button push is basically summoning, but they have a variety. So you can go, push that button with towards, and it'll do a different move. Push it with down, it'll do a different move. And so the combination.
Oh, I see. So you can bring them in a combo. Almost.
Exactly. And you see, there's like a meter up on top, which is basic. That'll limit it, so you can't obviously fire them indefinitely, but you can call them pretty much whenever you want, and they have, like in the middle of a combo, they'll have a lot of basically a whole arsenal of their moves. So Sonya, you saw come out there. Sometimes you'll see them appear twice in there.
amazing. So time-based, they come out, and then obviously as you go through, you revealed some of them there, but is it a different set of characters that'll be in the cameos? Are there some repeats from the main roster? How will that work?
Yeah. Some of the characters are going to be available as cameos as well as the main roster fighters. You can play Sub-Zero with Sub-Zero, right? Same thing with Scorpion. But a lot of our cameo fighters are kind of like nods back to our first game. So you'll notice Sonya and Kano and Jax are in their kind of older costumes. And so there's a lot of that novelty. We have a lot of like really surprise ones. I think you guys saw Goro.
Yes, Goro popped in there. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So there's a lot of like kind of really digging into the old Mortal Kombat games as far as getting, we really love the novelty of it. We really want the cameo characters to feel, kind of nod to the old games.
Well, speaking of nodding the old games, let's talk. You confirmed, I think, or it's at least known that Jean-Claude Van Damme is actually going to be in this game as Johnny Cage, right?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes.
That was, people don't know the story. I mean, Bloodsport was such an inspiration for Mortal Kombat, so he finally is now part of it?
It's a huge first full circle moment. The first Mortal Kombat game, we originally wanted to be Van Damme, the video game, and that never really worked out. So I can't tell you how many times over the last 30 years we've tried to get him. We were this close, like 4 or 5 times. And so finally we got him, and he's doing the voices, too. Wow. So you're going to hear Jean-Claude, his voice doing Johnny Cage lines and stuff like that. We're really excited about it.
Wow. Well, I know the team has been working so hard in Chicago to build this through COVID, and it's coming out in September, so we don't have to wait long, right?
That's right. This has been a very difficult secret to keep over the last 4 years. And so, but we could not be more excited in terms of getting players' hands on it. And, throughout the summer, we're going to be showing a lot more content, a lot more characters, a lot more cameo characters, so there's a lot of reveals that are coming up.
Amazing. Well, Ed, thank you so much for giving us the first look at MK1. As you said, this weekend people will be playing it, press and media, so we'll be seeing lots more coverage, lots more characters to reveal on the main roster and cameos. Ed Boon, thank you so much. First look at Mortal Kombat. Awesome. Thanks for Amazing. So excited about that one. All right. Next up, it's been a fun couple weeks for action RPG fans with the release of Diablo 4, which is truly fantastic. Another big and anticipated ARPG is Path of Exile 2 from Grinding Gear Games, who has faithfully been updating and patching the original PoE since its release in 2013. We haven't seen anything on the sequel in over 2 years, but that changes right now. Here is your first look at a raw gameplay capture from Path of Exile 2, a sequel that pushes the engine and gameplay to a new level.
เฮ้ยผ่านเอา Exile ภาค 2 เอามาตีกับ Diablo เหรอ
Where are the
มันตี
guns?
กับ Diablo เว้ย
Hey you! What's going on? ภาพไม่เหมือนกันเนี่ยถ้าเกิดว่าไม่ใช่คนเล่นเนี่ยมองไม่รู้นะเนี่ยคุณผู้ชมว่าเป็นคนละเกมอ่ะดูดิ
Looks amazing, and there's more coming in July. Last week marked the release of Street Fighter 6, a game we featured last year at Summer Game Fest. Well, the team at Capcom has an important update to share with you right now.
วิไอออนริวอ่ะ เชี่ยวเท่ DLC นะ
Welcome to Bikitoa Island.
ยมันคืออะไรอ่ะมันคือสกินเหรอเฮ้ยอ๋อ Exoprimal
I'm guessing Ryu from Street Fighter facing off against a dinosaur probably wasn't on your bingo card for today's show. That Street Fighter Cross Exoprimal collab will launch in the fall with the game coming out on July 14th. But guess what, guys? That may actually not be the craziest collaboration on the show today. Check this out.
There's nothing more powerful than imagination. It can shape the fabric of reality, transforming everything you may think you know.
คุณละเกต Dead by Daylight เนี่ยผมว่าโคตรเอา
That's right. Nicolas Cage is coming to Dead by Daylight in July. I mean, I don't know how these things happen, but I figured the easiest way to find out is probably to go right to the source. This man's bold creative choices have earned him an Academy Award and a few memes on the internet across more than 4 decades of incredible films. Please join me in welcoming to Summer Game Fest, Nicolas Cage!
ใช่หรอ มาเฉยเย็ดเฮ้ยแต่ดูแกไม่ค่อยโซมแล้วเฉยอะ
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Happy to meet you.
Nick, I gotta say, welcome to the video game world.
Oh, wow. Yeah, thank you. I'm so happy to be invited to your very, very cool club.
Yeah.
Finally, I mean, I gotta say, this is such a crazy, unexpected collaboration. I gotta understand, how did this come about? I mean, some people be like, oh, maybe he'll show up in Fortnite. Maybe he'll be in a Hideo Kojima game. But Dead by Daylight, I mean, how does this happen?
Well, it's a museum of horror, right?
Yes.
And when I make movies, one of my favorite genres is horror. And in this, and in that genre, there's a character, a murderous ghost named Sadako, who I think is amazing. And she made an appearance in this game, so that was good enough for me.
Okay. That's what, yeah, I mean, that's what's fun is you're playing one of the survivors in this game, and it's cool that, you know, it really is this museum of horror. Michael Myers, you said all these different characters all coming together. And you play yourself, or who do you play? So
I play this heightened, exaggerated version of a film actor named Nick Cage. And he's going to a location thinking he's making a movie, and instead he wakes up in the fog. And in the fog, he's surrounded by crows and serial killers, and it's rather amusing. And there's something about it that I think, as a survivor, is like a bonding experience. It's a bit like hide and go seek. You have your 3 other teammates who are survivors with you, and it's teamwork. You're working together to pull through, and I like that. And so that was a large reason for wanting to do it as well, that feeling of bonding with your friends.
And you're fully in for this. I know we heard your voice in there, so you recorded lines for it and everything?
See, I want you to know when you're playing the Nick Cage survivor, I even have, when you're choosing your skins, I even say, always remember to dress to match your talent. I want you to know that you're with me, that we're one, that we're fused. And so it was important to me that everything I do, everything I say, from the scream to the grunt, down to the most minimal, exasperated expression of a sigh, whatever it is, it's my voice, so that we are fused.
All right. Fully method, Nick Cage. I love it. I mean, this is so fun. This game, as you said, is such an awesome kind of, you know, collaboration with so many different characters. For you, I mean, how did you find out about Dead by Daylight? Do you know much about the video game
Somebody
world?
very important in my family is a Dead by Daylight enthusiast,
Okay.
and that really put the hook in, pun intended. See, Dead by Daylight to me was an opportunity to branch out. I've never been invited into this space before.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for new adventures. So this to me was like, wow, I can make a whole new audience, meet a whole new audience, and branch out and go on this Dead by Daylight adventure. I didn't say, it took me nothing but a split second to say yes. And speaking about split seconds, what excuse me, what I noticed, excuse me, sinuses, allergies. What I noticed was that every move you make when you're doing this, when you're in the gaming space, it's timed down to the split second. It's a very immersive experience when you're
เฮ้ย
acting out in this space.
Life
because
of
every
Pi
move, every
ให้
grunt,
เล่น
every
เดโม
sign you
แล้วว่ะ
make has to be timed perfectly with the
ลองดิ
gamer's moves. So that was something that I learned from this, and I'm always looking to
เห็
learn
น
something.
Well, we love having you in the video
Lie
game
of
world.
Pi
We'll
อ่ะ
see Nick Cage and more
Lie
games
of
soon.
Pi อ่ะ
Thanks, guys.
Nick, thank you so much. Hopefully the first of many. Nicolas Cage, great to see you, man. Awesome. There you go. Lock it in.
แกยังเท่อยู่เลยนะ
Now, for all of you who want to play Nick Cage in Dead by Daylight, the chapter officially comes out on July 25th on PC and console, but PC players can try it earlier by downloading the player test build on July 5th. And here's an exclusive first look at Nicolas Cage in Dead by Daylight.
เชดไอ้ทำไมมองเป็นอยู่ในเกมหน้าฮาจังวะ
Damn right I made it.
มีคนหัวเราะด้วยเว้ย
Anything goes here at Summer Game Fest. All right, thank you very much, Nick. Now, lately we've been seeing an incredible number of video game adaptations, but back in 2019, The Witcher on Netflix, inspired by the Witcher book series, showed the potential of well-done
เกมลงใน
adaptations.
ร้าน
And
เทียบ
later
เลย
this
คุณผู้ชม
month, Season 3, Volume 1 arrives, and now it's time for the world premiere of the trailer, introduced by Henry Cavill and the cast.
Hello, Witcher fans. We are all gathered here today
Shit.
to share something with you.
Be sure to tune into The Witcher Season 3. Volume 1
อ๋อมาโปรโมท
Volume 1 debuts on June 29th.
The Witcher
only
Season
on
3
Netflix.
Get ready to watch the world premiere of our brand new trailer for Season 3 of The Witcher.
Thanks for tuning in to the Summer Games Fest and enjoy the trailer.
มาพร้อมฝนซะด้วย
Neutrality. It won't get you a statue. But it'll certainly help in keeping you alive. I won't abandon Siri.
Neutrality has consequences too. Right. Well, that's deeply worrying.
Everything that's happening. It's all connected. And she's at the center of it.
If war is coming, there is no hiding her from it.
Are you sure about this?
Are you?
Yeah. เย็ดเฮ้ย
History has a way of repeating itself. The dangers we've seen.
น่าดูจัดเลยคุณผู้ชม
Seen future. For the first time, I understand real fear.
ซีรีส์มันเริ่มเก่งแล้วเว้ยมันสู้ได้แล้วว่ะดูดิ
Is that fair?
I'll never get over how cute they look for monsters. And they're like, no, please don't hurt me. And then wow. Fangs. Just like a boatload of fangs. All up in your business.
อะไรวะเนี่ยลาไม่หมดเริ่มต้นขึ้นแล้ววิชไฟปลอดไฟไลน์ออฟพี 2,000 กว่าบาทเลยว่ะคุณผู้ชมนั้นเดี๋ยวต้องมีอันนี้แน่เลยอ่ะต้องมีไลน์ออฟพีแน่เลยอ่ะดีลักซ์อีดิชั่นมีออเดอร์ได้เสื้อได้หมวกพาเลทแฮทเล่นก่อน 72 ชั่วโมงLine of P PlayStation 4 PlayStation 5 ได้ชุดได้เป็น Signature Code The Great Vernini เหรอได้แว่นแล้วก็ได้หน้ากากเดือนกันยานี่เลมแนนป่ะมันชื่อเกมชื่อนี้ป่ะวะ
All right, we have much more Summer Game Fest to come, including a first look at the gameplay of Alan Wake 2, the world premiere of the new season of Fortnite, Call of Duty Season 4, and maybe a few more surprises for you. As we go through today's reveals, use the hashtag gaming on TikTok to react to the news. And we want to welcome everyone co-streaming the show live on TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, and other platforms. For those of you on Twitch, we also have a special Warframe Twitch drop, a free Steinax Warframe for watching more than 30 minutes of the show. Now, speaking of surprises, another legendary gaming hero is set to return later this year in a brand new game built from the ground up in a style that I think is going to get this fan base and longtime fans of video games very excited. Here's another Summer Game Fest global game announcement. New thrills with a classic feel.
เฮ้ยทำไมโดนิกเกมลงในสโตร์เต็มเลยว่ะคุณผู้ชม เขายังไม่ให้เล่นไอ้พินอคคิโออ่ะปลายปี
How about that? A new standard for 2D classic Sonic that's bound to appeal to new and legacy fans alike. This past April, Honkai Star Rail launched, and as you're about to see, the game is bringing an exciting new character to space fantasy RPGs. However, we don't just have a new peak for current players, but also for those awaiting the game's release on PlayStation. Take a look.
I wish this universe had a few more things to do.
คนใคร
Don't you get bored running across the map every day?
Team Trailblaze back from duty. Mission 1 accomplished. Where's our next stop? I can't wait.
Another busy day ahead of us.
นี่ผมมานั่งดูเกมใหม่ๆในสโตร์แล้วเนี่ยขึ้นมาเต็มเลยว่ะ
The tournament's starting. Great. Let me get warmed up. Strike first. Need a hand? My pleasure. Let's see some sparks fly.
Huh. Never mind. I miscalculated. Can you let me have some fun this time? Time for a buzz. Excess speed, too slow.
เดี๋ยวจบ Summer Fest เดี๋ยวเรา
Lies of P is a Soulsborne-like game.
นี่ไงกำลังบอกเลยว่าเดี๋ยวจะลองเล่น Lies of P ดู
Game Pass, PlayStation, and PC this year. Well, if you're wondering exactly when, we have news to share with you on its release with this brand new trailer.
ตัวอย่างใหม่
Geppetto's puppet. We need your help.
ตื่นได้แล้วเจ้าหุ่นน้อยต้องการให้เจ้าช่วย
Je t'ai rencontré sans le mot. Et tu n'as rien fait pour chercher à me plaire.
มันมีความเหมือนบัตรบอลเหมือนกันนะเนี่ยกลิ่นแต่ว่าศัตรูมันเป็นหุ่นยนต์นะเป็นจักรกลอ่ะ
Rien, je le sens.
ดูดิ
Tu seras toujours
เราจะต้องเข้าไปในท้องปลาวาฬได้ป่าววะ
Je te fuis parfois, mais je reviens quand même. C'est plus faux que moi. Toutes
นี่ไง อ๋อปลาวาฬเป็นเรือดำน้ำ
Listen, pal. Nice landing, but let's not make it a habit.
น่าเล่นจัด นี่อย่างที่ผมอ่านเมื่อกี้คุณผู้ชมฮะได้ชุดได้อะไรเต็มเลยเดโมนาวนี่ไง มาวันนี้เพิ่งมา
That's right, a demo for Lies of P is now available across PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Check it out and prepare for the release on September 19th. Now it's time for the reveal of a visually stunning new game based on a classic manga with a story and world created by one of the most
รอมา
celebrated
โคตรนานเลยนะเว้ยเนี่ย
anime
Line of
artists
P
of all
เนี่ย
time.
โอ้โห
This
กี่
is
ปี
one of
วะ
those games that I feel lucky we get to reveal for the first time here at Summer Game Fest, and I think you'll be pretty hyped once you see the gameplay, all built in Unreal Engine 5. Here we go.
เฮ้ยผมว่าอยากเล่นเกมแบบนี้เหมือนกันนะเป็น Open World ได้ไหมอ่ะแซนแลนด์น่าเล่นนะเว้ยมันดูคลาสสิกดีอ่ะนะเรามีแววว่าอาจจะมีซับไทยด้วยคุณผู้ชม
Sandland, get ready to become an unlikely hero in an adventure where you don't need to be human to save humanity. That's coming from Bandai Namco, and we're excited to see more of it soon. Independent games are such an important part of the industry, and one thing that's very important to us at Summer Game Fest is supporting those creators as well. After the live show, stay tuned for Day of the Devs from I am 8-Bit and Double Fine with some incredible indie game reveals. Now, one of the biggest independent publishers is Annapurna Interactive. And later this month, as part of Summer Game Fest, they'll be revealing a number of ambitious new projects. Let's see how many you can figure out in this little tease.
เฮ้ยภาคต่อเหรอภาคต่อเหรอจริงปะเนี่ยตกใจหมดเลยวันที่ 29 คุณผู้ชมน่าจะเป็นงานเกมอินดี้
I wonder what that was at the end. We'll find out later this month. All right, next we're stepping into the world of Throne and Liberty, a free-to-play PC and console MMORPG from NCSoft and Amazon Games with an always-changing environment, massive scale, PvPvE, and the ability to transform into creatures to battle across land, sea, and air. Here's a look at Throne and Liberty.
Our guiding star has shattered.
ภาพโคตรสวยเห็นตัวอย่างแล้วมันดูน่าเล่นอยู่นะแต่ว่าไม่รู้ระบบมันดีไหมไม่รู้อ่ะ
An ancient evil searches for these lost fragments, destroying anything in their path. You must find them. Harness their power and put down this threat once and for all.
อยากเห็นเกมเพลย์อ่ะเฉือนมาที่เกมเพลย์แล้ว อุ้ยชิเท่ยังวะโกเลมโอเคตบมือให้เขาหน่อยคือ
is the free-to-play medieval fantasy sword fighting game Warhaven from Nexon, which lets you transform into supernatural immortals. Here's a new look.
Hear the battle call, cities rise and empires fall, but it's a war worth fighting. We're taking up our arms, hold the line up.
ทำไมอัศวินมันมีกระเป๋าข้างหลังด้วยวะคุณผู้ชม
And we keep
แปลกอะ
on fighting. It's a war worth fighting.
เหมือนฟอร์ฮอร์เนอร์เลยเนาะแต่ว่ามันมีหลายคลาสป่ะวะวอร์เฮเฟนไม่คือถ้าเกิดสมมุติว่าเวลาตอนที่เล่นจริงๆอ่ะแล้วคนมันเยอะแบบนั้นอ่ะมันก็น่าสนุกไง
Pilgrims, summer is coming, and with it, a lot of cool stuff will make its way to Dying Light Thursday Human. Get ready for darker, more dangerous nights and roaming volatiles, complete with improved parkour, rolling out with the next update in June. Then, right after that, we'll kick off an event season like you have never seen before. Trust me, for one of them, you will want to get your butt barbed wired. Very soon, you will get the deadliest summers to date.
You too. You do you.
หมาหมุนนิวแมปนิวฮีโร่ว่ะอ๋อนี่เป็นแบบสู้กันเหรอ Samsung Gaming Hub ก็คือประมาณว่าอาจจะเล่นเกมผ่านทีวีคุณผู้ชม
Welcome back to Summer Game Fest. Isn't that great, by the way? Crash Team Rumble is going to feature playable Ripperoo and Engine, Neo Cortex's right-hand guy in Season 1. Now, it's time to change the topic and descend into madness. Joining me is a guy who was last on stage at the Game Awards 2021 to announce Alan Wake 2. He's come all the way from Finland. Please welcome from Remedy, Sam Lake.
เดฟของอารันเวก
Good to see you.
น่าเล่นไหมวะ
Looking
ภาคแรก
dapper as always.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we are
Alan
so
Wake,
excited because when you announced Alan Wake at the game, or Alan Wake 2 at the Game Awards, you said 2023. We are in 2023. It's coming this October, and we are so excited about this, Sam. I know it's been a long time coming for fans and for you. 13 years since the first Alan Wake. So tell us a bit about what can we expect in the sequel.
It's been quite a journey, yes.
Yeah.
Alan Wake 2 is Remedy's first survival horror game. We have 2 playable characters. It's a 50-50 split between them. They are on their own separate terrifying journeys through 2 different worlds, and yet it's all connected. And the player gets to switch between them at given points in the story as they choose.
Yeah, we saw, obviously, at the PlayStation event, you revealed Saga, the second character. Tell us a bit about her. She's in Bright Falls, and she's sort of living a narrative that Alan has written. Is that right?
Well, that's a good question to ask going into this. So, yes, we have Alan Wake, our title character, of course, trying to escape from the nightmare dimension of the dark place. And then we have Saga, our new hero, FBI agent, coming to the Pacific Northwest small town of Bright Falls, together with her partner, Alex Casey.
Okay. So how, and they're somehow linked in some way, right?
They are coming to investigate a series of ritualistic murders.
Okay.
And very quickly, the investigation turns into a nightmare when they discover pages of a horror story. Maybe written by a certain missing writer.
By the initials AEW.
And this horror story starts to come true around them.
Interesting. So obviously it's, Alan is still going to be playable in the game. You're going to experience his journey, but Saga, this is sort of new character, and there is that sort of link. Tell us a bit about, you said split 50-50. Do they have separate missions? Because I think you can play them in sort of different sequences or orders if you want, right?
Yeah, we go into the experience playing as Saga.
Okay.
And it's a sequel, but it's also a standalone experience. We are not expecting everybody to do homework if they have not played the original game. This can be enjoyed as is. Saga doesn't know anything about the lore, about the supernatural in this world. She will be going in very quickly. She has to learn to survive. And with that, all the players will be on that journey with her. And then we open up the experience so that you can hop to play Alan Wake in the dark place as he's trying to find his way out. And you can keep on playing as Saga in the Pacific Northwest as the investigation goes on. And you are free to switch between them. There are a lot of connection points in many surprising ways, but there is no right way to play through this. You can choose. You can go on as Alan all the way to the end, or as Saga, or you can keep hopping between these two sides of it.
Well, you're always so good at kind of telling challenging, interesting narratives in unique ways. I mean, Remedy's always been known for that, and you especially, so we can't wait to see how these stories intertwine, I'm sure, throughout the experience. Today, though, I know you brought with you some gameplay of Saga's adventure. We're just going to see a raw segment of the game, right?
Yeah, raw gameplay for the first time ever. This is early on from the experience.
ดับไปอ่ะ
Right way to play through this. You can choose.
ผมจะดูว่าเสียงผมออกหรือเปล่า
As Alan all the way to the end, or as Saga, or you can keep hopping
Lightroom is the only
ดับยาวเลยอ่ะทำไมดับอ่ะมาแล้วเสียงปืนแน่นจัดเลยโอ้กว่าจะตาย
A monster, like Nightingale.
อุ๊ย
The text on the heart is clearer now. Legible. I knew it would be here, like I saw it in a dream.
หมด
I'm glad you're on this case with me, Anderson. Killer left a message.
It's for us.
We were all trapped in a horror story. The horror story wanted us dead. There's something I'm forgetting. Something important. Something's not right!
A long time coming, but Alan Wake 2 looks incredible. Thank you to Sam and Remedy for that first look at gameplay. Now let's get a first look at the co-op campaign of Warhammer Space Marine 2 from Saber and Focus.
We're facing a Tyranid splinter fleet. They engaged us on 2 planets, Avarax and Kadaku. I'll be straight with you, Titus. I have my reservations about your reinstatement. There could be questions. Will that be a problem? No, Captain. Tyranids!
เกมเขาโคตรเดือดเลยนะเว้ย
My pledge is eternal service.
ดูดิ
Xenos inbound! Eviscerate this abomination! Come forth and be slaughtered!
Off ได้ด้วย
Open the gates.
เล่นกับเพื่อนได้ด้วยว่ะ
See if we can slay more Xenos for the Chiron.
มันเป็นกองทัพอย่างนี้เหรอเป็นทีมเหรอ
Hold them back, damn it!
อุ้ยนี่มาเยอะๆอย่างเงี้ยมันจัดสเปซมารีน ให้เราเล่นเป็นคิงเหรอน่าสนใจว่ะมีออกไปลบด้วย Yes your guess
Beautiful indie game, yes, Your Grace, Snowfall. Now it is time for another global game announcement, and this one comes from the minds of Saber Interactive, Focus Entertainment, and yes, horror master John Carpenter. It's a brand new world, a brand new story, and looks like a heck of a lot of fun. Check this out.
We gotta be ready.
เกมใหม่ว่ะคุณผู้ชม
Nobody half-asses it this time. Ruby.
On my mark. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. You give love a bad name.
ตอนคอมพิวเตอร์ท็อกซิกอะไรวะน่ะซอมบี้เอเลี่ยนโคออฟแน่นอนซิกคอมมานโด
More unexpected collaboration. John Carpenter and Saber with Toxic Commando. That looks tons of fun. You guys think any of those zombies made it? All right. Well, this August brings the long-awaited full 1.0 release of Baldur's Gate 3. And today, a new member is joining the cast. We're about to see the reveal of Lord Enver Gortash, the commander of a mechanical army of Steel Watchers. He's a second antagonist and is voiced by a familiar name.
Enver Gortash, swearest thou by Balduran's blade to defend the citizens of Baldur's Gate from enemies within and without?
You are soon to witness the people of Baldur's Gate granting me complete power over them. A new age is upon us. Gods have mercy on those who would stand in our way. A mad dog understands the yank of the leash on the hand of its master, but it cannot be an equal. You can be my equal. There's an old wisdom. A brittle alliance can never be mended. It can only break. I want to lead this city to glory, not scorch its earth.
Friends, allies, to my side. Let us usher in a new dawn. This city is mine.
I'm not ready to call you enemy. What do you say? Shall we be allies?
ไม่มีเกมเพลย์เหรอ
You said it was under control.
It isn't you I answer to, Gortash.
Baldur's Gate 3 is on track, Sven tells me, still for the end of August, and we can't wait to check that out. All right, this fall, Marvel Games and Insomniac are set to bring Spider-Man 2 exclusively to PlayStation 5. Sounds like you guys are a little hyped, so to tell us more is Brian Intihar, game director at Insomniac. Brian? Thanks for coming by.
เชี่ยมาแบบ
I
เซอ
know
ร์
you
ไพร
guys
ส์จัด
are deep in development. First of all, looks like we have
เขา
some
เซอร์ไพรส์จัดเลย
fancy art behind us. Is this the box?
This is the box art. This
Okay.
is, you know, this is it.
โห
Here
โป
it
สเตอร์
is.
โคตรเท่เลยว่ะ
It has 2 on the box for a reason because this game features 2 Spider-Men, so we're really excited about it.
Absolutely. Peter and Miles, we're so excited about this experience that you guys are doing with these sort of 2 characters. We saw some great gameplay at the PlayStation Showcase, but I want to talk about the 2 villains, I think, in the game. There may be more.
There are more. There are more out there, I
2
promise.
main ones, but we have some new art to show of, we obviously, Kraven, we got the reveal at the PlayStation event. So tell us a bit about him and how he factors in.
So Kraven's very different from any character we've done. He's not, he's not powered by magic or, tech. He's just the best hunter in the world, and he's coming to New
นี่เขา
York
พูดถึงคา
for
วิน
his
เดอะ
greatest
ฮันเตอร์
hunt.
นะ
And what's better than all of the
บอกไม่มี
Marvel
เวทมน
characters
ต์
that
ไม่มี
live in
เทค
New
โน
York
โลยี
City.
ที่
So
แบบว่าล้ำห
Peter
น้าแต่ว่า
Miles
มีความเป็น
and
นักล่า
others, he's on the hunt.
อย่างเดียว
And others. ...
เป็นนักล่าที่เก่งมาก
Venom also, obviously, Symbiote is a part of this whole story as we saw in the gameplay.
เชี่ย
Oh, there you go. Good reaction to the art.
I'm glad you're happy.
I don't know how much you're going to tell us about Venom. Is this, can you tell, is this an Osborn Venom? Can you tell, what's the origin of Eddie Brock Venom? Or?
It is not Eddie Brock.
Okay.
It is not Eddie
อ๋อ
Brock.
ไม่ใช่ Eddie Brock คุณผู้ชม
Our goal was to tell an original story, something you haven't seen in the comics or the movies yet. Obviously, we love Venom for a reason.
Yeah.
All those things you love about the character are going to be there, but how the story
ที่เห็น
plays
แค่อาร์
out,
ตเวิร์ก็ขนลุกแล้วอ่ะ
who is Venom, you have to play the game to see how it goes.
Really?
Yeah.
ไม่ใช่เอ็ดดี้บ็อกมันก็ต้องเป็น
Okay. There's a bit of a tease. Now, obviously, the symbiote
Harry
is a big
Osborn
part of the
เหรอ
gameplay, and one of the things I think we were all struck with the footage that you showed at the PlayStation Showcase was
เพราะภาคที่แล้ว
how
Harry
that is
Osborn
gonna
มันอยู่ใน
really
มันถูก
impact the gameplay when you're
ดอง
playing
ไว้
as
ใน
Peter.
โหลใช่ไหม
Tell us a bit about that and how the gameplay is going to be dramatically different.
Yeah, I mean, I think you saw it in just the raw power, the strength, and even the transformation of Peter's moves in that gameplay reveal.
Yeah.
He's we call him the acrobatic improviser, him and Miles, but you can tell there's a lot more strength, a lot more raw power, aggression, which you saw both in the moves and how Peter talks. So it's not just what happens in gameplay; it's what happens how the story plays out.
Interesting. So how it affects him as well.
Yeah, I mean, you saw some of that, and there's much more of that journey when you play the game.
And I know the journey is also more expansive. You've got Queens, Brooklyn, so even more of sort of
I mean, the city is pretty much doubled in size. So it's Manhattan, Queens, Brooklyn, and then being able to use the web wings to traverse at speeds way faster than they were before is really awesome.
Hugely ambitious game you guys have been building over the past few years. We saw at the PlayStation event, it said at the end, fall 2023, and I think we're like getting close to that. Are you guys feeling confident that you're gonna make it this fall?
Jeff, I know you like exclusives.
Yes.
And I can promise you we are very confident what we're gonna tell you right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
เฮ้ย เชี่ย 20 ตุลา
Nailing it. October 20th. Spider-Man 2 exclusively for PlayStation
20 ตุลา
5.
ประกาศ
Awesome.
วัน
Well,
แล้ว
Brian, thanks so much for stopping by. I know you got a lot of work to do. Wrapping up the game, and we'll check it out in October. Thanks,
ตอน
Brian.
แรกผมนึกว่าผมก็เดาว่าไม่ค่อยเคลื่อนเท่าไหร่นะ ปลายปี
Now let's take a look at Pal World, a multiplayer open
อีก
world
กี่เดือนนี้
survival
คุณผู้ชม
crafting game where you can befriend and collect mysterious creatures called Pal, who can also fight. In other words, kind of like Pokemon with guns. And then we're going to look at the Land of the Morning Light, a new expansion to Black Desert Online, which recreates the mythical folktales from Korea's Joseon dynasty, and some huge bosses too.
โปเกมอนภาคใหม่ เวอร์ชันไหนไม่ได้จะมีถือปืนด้วยโปเกมอนเวอร์ชันไหนเนี่ยพาเวล
กันวะคุณผู้ชมเบลลี่เซิร์ชคลาสใหม่เหรอแบบใหม่คลาสใหม่แมปญี่ปุ่น
Our story is more than what hobbits and elves know.
กอลัมน์เหรอ
It is time we told it
คือ
ourselves.
ฮอบบิทเหรอ
With hammer and axe we mine and scout. Across Middle Earth, delving for riches.
อ๋อคนแพ้
Yet the greatest treasure remains out of our reach. Moria. My fellow dwarves, rally together. It's time.
แต่ภาพมันดูแบบตะมุตะมิจัดเลยอ่ะเนี่ย Return of the Moria Return to Moria ก็คือเหมืองโมเรียไงคุณผู้ชมไม่น่าจะได้เล่นแล้วอ่ะน่าจะต้องเล่นพรุ่งนี้
All right, now we're going to look at an exciting new mobile game from a legendary franchise.
Shit เมื่อกี้เขาบอกสำหรับอ๋อชั้นมือถือเว้ยชั้นมือถือ
正義の味方だからな。なるほど。では敵だな。
เกมเวอร์ไครซิสอ๋อเวอร์ชันมือถือ
Pre-registration for Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis has just started, and users will have the chance to participate in an upcoming closed beta test. Now, speaking of Final Fantasy, no. Today during Summer Game Fest, DoorDash has your back. You can get a free burrito when you order from Taco Bell using the code GameFest. Plus, get the chance to win a Final Fantasy 16 prize pack. DoorDash, stay in your game. Yep, we got you. All right. Now here's a look at a game we debuted last year at TGA. Banishers Ghosts of New Eden, the story of two ghost hunters in the haunted wilds of North America.
Life to the living, death to the dead.
We are banishers. We end suffering for those who live.
ผี
We bring closure to those who don't. I want us back, Red. I want revenge on what killed me. I want to live.
เฮ้ยเกมนี้น่าเล่นป่ะผู้
As
ช
the
ม
man
เกมอะไรเนี่ย
says, we face a choice, simple and awful.
I banish you.
Death to the dead. Do we kill? To be together again.
Or do we part forever?
Come out, wherever you are. Come on, show yourself.
Red.
เสียงคุ้นจัดเลยอ่ะ
Daytime.
น่าเล่นเฉย
それで今回の指令はあなた好みの単純な力仕事です。ある人物を警護していただきます。
ผู้ชมผมน่าจะทำ
頼みましたよ。
สรุป
コードネーム
เธอนี้ไม่ไหวนะเนี่ย
大丈夫か。
お待たせしてしまって。
トラブル発生。車はまだか。
到着まで3分。何があった？
お前らも今回り右すりゃ無事に帰れる。さもなきゃこれから起きることは全部お前らの選んだ結果だ。
お前の名は
俺に名はない。
เจ็ดโคตรเท่ผมไม่เคยเล่นเลยสักภาคนะเนี่ย
Good morning, Stanley. It is 7:32 a.m. I hope you have a productive day.
change username to just Stan.
Adjusting morning wake up. Good morning, just Stan.
Base to capsule 12. Come in. You there, Stan? Green across the board. Looks like we're good. Definitely a leak here, Tim.
ปิ๊มันมีเสียงหัวเราะด้วยอ่ะ
How long has it been now? 3 years. 2 months and 17 days.
ใครกลัวทะเลเล่นเกมนี้ไม่ได้แน่นอน
What sort of operation are they running down here?
กลัวทะเลกลัวที่แคบอะไรอย่างเงี้ย
He shouldn't be here. Someone there? This doesn't make sense. Is someone else down here? No. Dad! Are you there?
It's a beautiful new game, Under the Waves, and today, incidentally, is World Ocean Day. Fun fact. All right, next, Call of Duty. Well, there's a new Call of Duty coming this fall, along with Warzone Mobile. Today, we're going to give you the first ever look at Season 4 of Modern Warfare 2 Warzone launching next week. Here's your first look at Vondel, a new Warzone location with points of interest, including a medieval castle, a soccer stadium, and an abandoned zoo. Yep, it's all happening. Check it out. Here you go.
ขออนุญาตกินป๊อปคอร์นนะคุณผู้ชมวันนี้หลักๆน่าจะมีสไปเดอร์แมนวันจำหน่ายสไปเดอร์แมนแล้วก็เกมเพลย์ Mortal Kombat สไปเดอร์แมนจำหน่ายวันที่ 20 นะครับ ตุลา 2023 ปีนี้ได้เล่นแน่นอน Mortal Kombat ก็ 19 กันยาก็ดังนั้นจะเป็นเกมประปรายก็พวก Line of P วันที่ Line of P วันที่เท่าไหร่วะแต่ผมดูให้นะ
Season 4 next week. Today is a big day for video games.
Line of P วันเดียวกับ Mortal Kombat เลย Mortal Kombat ตอนนี้ว่าผมจำวัน Mortal Kombat
75 years old today. And to celebrate their contributions in the automotive and gaming space, and we've all raced a 911 in some point at a game, Xbox has teamed up with Porsche for a limited edition run of 75 consoles inspired by 6 famous Porsche race cars. And I'm thrilled to debut the first design here today, inspired by the Porsche 963 that's racing this weekend at the 100th running of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Let's take a look.
บ็อกสีฮอตกว่าครบรอบ 75 ปี อุ้ย
And here it is, the Porsche Xbox Series X. These custom consoles are not for sale, but you can enter for a chance to win one right now at PorscheXboxSweepstakes.com. Make sure to stay tuned for the Porsche and Xbox social channels for additional opportunities to get your hands on these special consoles. All right, next. Phoenix Labs are building the next great entry into the cozy farm sim genre. We all like a cozy game inspired by classics like Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley. Previously announced for Nintendo Switch, there's now some exciting news for PC players too. Let's take a look at Faith Farm.
Dear friend, life in Azoria's been treating me well. Days pass so quickly. Before I know it, they turn into seasons. It's been a breath of fresh air. I think we found a way to get cozy and settle in. But there's something more I've been itching to explore. Realms where magic comes to meet us. As long as we're prepared, we can face anything. So, what do you say? There's so much yet to discover. Are you ready?
We promised variety. There it is, Faith Farm and Mortal Kombat in the same show, only at Summer Game Fest. Now, please welcome Ben Brode, Chief Development Officer and flannel enthusiast at Second Dinner, the developers behind the popular collectible card game Marvel Snap. What's up, Ben? Man, you guys have been on fire. Last time I saw you was at the Game Awards when you won Best Mobile Game. Seems like you've been very busy. We're excited about the Spider-Verse content you've been doing. Lots going on over there, right?
Yeah, it's been exciting. We've been doing a bunch of new features, some of the wildest cards we've ever made, and some new game modes. Yeah.
Yeah, new game. Is that a segue, Ben?
Certainly, yeah. I'm excited to announce Marvel Snap's biggest update ever. We have a new game mode coming next week. It's Conquest mode. It's a great way to get a super competitive experience and some exciting new rewards. But you don't have to wait till next week. If you haven't tried Marvel Snap, go download it right now on your mobile device or early access on Steam.
All right, Ben. I love the enthusiasm, Ben.
That's what I got.
That's you. You're made for YouTube. All right. Well, we heard you brought something fun with you for us to watch, right?
Oh, yeah. So, listen. I am incredible at card games, so I often win. But some people, and maybe you've had this experience, Jeff, some people lose.
Yeah. Hey, fair.
And I like to think it's because they suck. No offense, Jeff.
Yeah.
But sometimes, sometimes it's because they might just be a little bit unlucky.
Cue the tape.
Oh, snap.
Okay, I don't have an ideal hand of cards here, but that's fine. I'll see what I draw in future turns. Anyway, let's reveal the first location.
Labuntus 1. Each player destroys their deck.
Okay, I guess I will work with what I have. I'll play Medusa on location number 2. She gets +2 power. Let's see the next location.
Clover Dangerfield has a 25% chance of destroying your cow.
Okay, well, I mean, 25% isn't that bad. And it's gone. Okay, well, I have some powerful cards in my hand, so I can just wait. Let's see the next location.
The Big Barn. Players cannot play 4, 5, or 6 cost cows.
You gotta be kidding me.
Also, if you don't play a card this turn, you have 0 friends.
Now you're just being mean.
Still to come, we're going to look at Immortals of Avium from EA Originals and Ascendant, and the world premiere first look at Chapter 4, Season 3 of Fortnite Wilds. Now, if you're looking for the smartest way to level up your gaming this summer, compare top credit cards side by side with NerdWallet and start maximizing your cashback rewards on everything from Wi-Fi to headsets. Now, here's a look at King Arthur Legends Rise, a new cross-platform UE5 game for mobile and PC, a Fantasy Squad RPG adventure that is available to pre-register today.
Arthur.
King Arthur.
I have sacrificed everything to save your kind. Fight with honor. Vanquish the wicked. And you may prove worthy of your legacy.
Game มือถือว่ะ
Wayfinders, do you remember the fall? The gloom descended on Skylight. You rallied to protect the beacon and paid a terrible price. You fell, and the world was broken. Remember who you were, who you are, and return to us.
This world needs champions.
Fortnite เหรอ ไม่น่าที่ใช่อ่ะคุณผู้ชมFortnite เนี่ย ฮ้ยไม่ใช่แล้วฮะ
Steve, seriously, you don't stand a chance.
Project under construction.
What did you say, guys? One more game?
Good morning, scavenger. Scan your surroundings to retrieve and recycle anything that could be of value to Scavex.
จินตลาดมนุษย์อวกาศตัวน้อย
Captain's log, stardate 43152.4. Our fleet is cautiously entering hostile territory, and the crew is standing by in preparing contact.
We are the Borg. Lower your shields and surrender your ships. Your culture will adapt to service us. Resistance is futile.
Hey there, Summer Game Fest 2023. It's Will Arnett here. Yeah, right? My buddy Anthony Mackie and I have been working on this for some time now. We're really excited to share with you Twisted Metal, which is streaming only on Peacock starting July 27th. And I'm very excited to share a sneak peek of the character of Sweet Tooth, who I had the pleasure of voicing. Hope you enjoy it. Check it out.
This is gonna be fun. Huh, swung a little wide there.
You hit.
Well, aren't we?
You stay bit hard,
glass of water. Me? I'm more of a Hawaiian punch. I'm guessing you don't fight much outside of your car now, do you?
Look, clown, I don't need 4 wheels to kick your ass. Any chance we can get this back in the cars?
How about a little kill music? She had dumps like a truck. That's like what? All night long.
Let me see that thong.
Like it when the beat go?
Da-da-da-da.
Baby, let your booty go.
Da-da-da-da.
Girl, you want to show? The thong. Do you love the silver-haired god? Don't lie to me.
Yeah, man. Look, I listened to Unleash the Dragon so many times the disc broke. I'm not a liar.
You said you were coming to my show, and then you shot at me.
It was a misunderstanding. I've been getting shot at ever since I can remember. It's forced habit, I guess.
Sounds like you have trust issues.
จะไม่มีฉากขับรถให้ดูเลยหรือสักหน่อยนึงนะ
Who hasn't dreamt of duplicating oneself in order to multitask? This new hack and slash game with a tactical twist allows you to do just that. Brought to you from France, here's the world premiere reveal trailer of Lisfunga, the time shift warrior, coming later this year to PC.
Goddess of time. Receive my light, Lisfunga. Let this power flow through you and fight again alongside your past selves.
I'm here again. That's another me.
สวยภาพสวยเว้ยคุณผู้ชม
Otherwise,
ตอนแรกนึกว่า
I
เป็นภาพ
begin
แบบภาพ
again,
ประตู
but with another
เป็น
me
ลูกไร้แน่เลยอ่ะ
You're coming with me.
ลูกไร้เหรอ
You're not the only one who can be in multiple places at once.
I will become Legion and crush
มันมี
these
หลายตัวจังวะ
demons.
อ่านว่าอะไรอ่ะ
Onwards. I can feel that there are more.
PC เท่านั้น
Very cool independent game. All right, next up is a brand new IP from Ascendant Studios, a single-player, first-person magic shooter called Immortals of Avium. It's fast and fluid. It's an FPS in a fantasy setting, kind of like Doom with magic. It also has a great cast led by Darren Barnett as the main character, Jack, and he joins us now. Hey, Darren.
Hey, guys.
Great to have you with us.
Doing? Thank you.
This is such a cool game, super high production value, spectacular gameplay. Tell us about the guy you play. You're the main character, Jack, right?
Yes, I'm playing the main character, Jack, as seen behind me. He's a battle mage that controls all 3 forms of magic, triple threat. He's brash, he's funny, but he gets the job done.
Well, it's the gameplay, as we've seen, is just so fast-paced. There's so much action in it, you know, with all the spells, the spell casting, and the magic. What can you tell us about the story and sort of how this battle mage Jack comes in? He sort of becomes a battle mage, right?
Yeah, he kind of comes from nothing. He's I guess they call him a street rat, is what he was. But he, during a time of intense trauma, he summons the power to control magic. Becomes part of the Immortals, which is like the elite Navy SEAL squad of this world called Avium, and they are in the middle of an ever war fighting for the control of magic.
Okay. You have a great cast. You, Gina Torres in it. Lots of amazing actors in this incredible, really high production value game that's coming out this summer. We don't have to wait long for it. And I know you brought something with you to share today, which is a gameplay sequence, which is one of the most epic sort of parts of the game, right?
Yeah. So this is a wild part of the game. This trailer is going to be showing you the Immortals and myself confronting Sandrak directly, who is the top villain of this game, and trying to end the Ever War. And it's taking place in like one of the most badass levels of a video game I've seen. We're battling on top of a 400-foot mech in the middle of the ocean as it moves around. It's wild, so let's take a look.
All right, let's take a look at some brand new gameplay from Immortals of Avium, which comes out this summer for PC, PS5, and Xbox. Thanks, Darren.
Thank you.
Sandrax literally pushed us to the edge. Everyone that can fight already is. And we're still losing.
Welcome aboard, Immortal. What's our bearing, sir?
North by northeast, 5 knots.
We'll catch him, sir. Prepare to repel boarders! Airship's got a torpedo! Action station! Action station!
มีเกมเพลย์ให้ดูด้วยไหม
Get to the control room and protect Selco. Zendara and I will hold off the Rashanians down here.
Got it.
มันดูแบบ
Gotta get to the control room.
คนเราจะวิ่งอย่างนี้ตลอดเหรอถูกปะพระเอกมันต้องวิ่งอย่างนี้ตลอดปะต้องวิ่งเอาแขนขึ้นมาอย่างนี้ตลอดปะทำไมเขาไม่ทำเป็นบุคคลที่3วะถ้าเป็น TPS มันจะน่าเล่นมากเลยนะเว้ยเนี่ยผมว่าเดี๋ยวได้อ่ะแล้วมันหลากหลายจัดเลยดูดิมันก็น่าหนุกอยู่นะน่าจะมี GPS เนาะ
I want to be an immortal.
ภาพสวย
I
ด้วย
want to fight this war as one of you.
You're what's called a triarch. The Pentasod has gifted you with the ability to manifest all 3 colors of magic.
We're only going to win this one together. Sigil up.
เชี่ยผมจะหลับว่ะ
Love that we get to show you guys so much amazing raw gameplay today, and that game looks incredible. Coming out this summer from Ascendant and EA. Now, one game that constantly reinvents itself is Fortnite, and tomorrow, Chapter 4 Season 3 Wilds launches, and today, Summer Game Fest is debuting the cinematic trailer to preview the season. The center of the island has collapsed, revealing a vast, hidden jungle with ancient secrets to discover. And of course, there's a whole new Battle Pass lineup where you can unleash the power, yes,
เนี่ย Fortnite แพ
of
ทใหม่
Cybertron. Here we
สวัส
go.
ดีครับแป๊บเดียวจะ2 ชั่วโมงแล้วเนี่ยกำมีสไลด์เป็นพาซานเลยวะมีออปติมัสด้วย
Fortnite Wilds launches tomorrow. Well, finally, guys, it's time to get to our grand finale. And it is a deep honor for me to present this game. What you're about to see is a world premiere trailer that gives us a new look at an expansive world we can't wait to explore again. This game comes from a studio that surprised the world and redefined the RPG genre with its iconic characters and rich storytelling. I want to thank them for this trailer for one of gaming's most anticipated upcoming releases. The rumors were true.
We're still here at the scene of this terrible disaster, caused by a massive tornado which swept through sectors 0, 1, and 2. Amidst the wreckage of the expressway, search and rescue operations are already in progress.
Part 2 เหรอ
Wow. Just look at it all. It's so green. Even after everything we've done to it, it's still going strong.
It may look that way, but in reality, it's barely hanging on.
I was wondering, what's Cloud been doing these past 5 years? Where's he been?
And you're asking me this?
This is gonna sound crazy, but as far as I know, Cloud was never in Nibelheim 5 years ago.
The life stream. It is the very essence of our star. The blood coursing through its planetary veins.
According to Hojo, they're connected to Sephiroth. Shadows of the Man,
I believe he called them.
Sephiroth was in Midgard. We fought him. Whatever happened, he's alive.
But why come back now? After 5 years, doing who knows what.
Well now, think we woke it up.
Angered it, more like.
Feast your eyes on the Turk's latest and greatest, Elena.
She may be new, but she's still a Turk.
Keep her away from me!
They say she's a monster. That she can peer inside you, into the very depths of your soul. That she can become those you hate, those you fear, those you love.
Free you yet.
You murdered my dad! You burned my village!
You know that I killed her. So, who is she?
นี่เบิร์ดโอ้โหมันจุดิด
There you have it. That was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming early 2024 to PlayStation 5. Nomura-san, thank you so much. All right, that's going to do it for Summer Game Fest, our live showcase. But that is not the end of Summer Game Fest. Stay tuned this weekend for updates on many more games during SGF Play Days, a hands-on event for media here in Los Angeles, including Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, as well as the Xbox and Bethesda showcase on Sunday. Right now, though, stay tuned for Day of the Devs from I Am 8-Bit and Double Fine, which celebrates the independent game culture with a number of new game reveals over the next hour. We'll see you this summer, later this summer on August 22nd for Gamescom Opening Night Live in Germany, and again in December when we come together here in Los Angeles to celebrate 10 years of the Game Awards. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you soon.
จบเรียบร้อยผมว่ามีถ้าสำหรับผมนะผมมีแค่สไปเดอร์แมนแล้วก็ไลน์ออฟพีมอเตอร์คอมแบทแต่มอเตอร์คอมแบทผมไม่ได้แบบว่าเล่นไม่ได้เล่นอันนั้นอยู่แล้วอ่ะแต่ถ้าแบบที่น่าจะเล่นแน่ๆแล้วอ่ะคือสไปเดอร์แมนโอเค
Hello and welcome back. That was Summer Game Fest right here on IGN Summer of Gaming. We put out the call on Twitter for all of you watching at home to let us know what you thought of Summer Game Fest using the hashtag IGN Summer of Gaming. And Horrible Tarantula said Sandland is the most excited I've ever been about Sand.
I get that.
The opposite. I wonder. I bet even Anakin Skywalker is excited about that game.
It's Toriyama. It's the Dragon Ball guy. Yeah. And it's an entire game based on a one-off manga.